the Julio, you feel what I'm saying? What's up? You want a shot of this?
Why not?
Came from Maryland for this, bro. Come on. Woke up at 7 a.m. Oh no, you gotta tap the bottle, cuz. You gotta tap the bottle. You gotta tap the bottle.
You bless the bottle.
Oh, bless that jump. Bless that jump.
You gotta bless the bottle, man.
We doing it the right way in the Popeyes, you feel me? Cool. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody trying to tap that Julio. See everybody pouring it up.
Shalom. This is the brother Azan Ha Ahmath back at you with another lesson. And I pray this lesson is edifying to the lambs and sheep of Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakahak Wadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who do it well. And peace and salutations to the house of David, Dabayah Shah Dawadah. And as you can see with that opening, our people are up to the same things no matter what is shown to them. You can come out and tell an Israelite, you can preach to an Israelite, you can put it in film. And when we saw cloned Tyrone, even though many saw it as entertainment, it was actually a documented confession from the wicked. But it was in the form of a film that outlined the systematic setup of the crab in the bucket syndrome to be impoverished, put in a system, and allow each other to have an evil eye towards another. And you ask why? Because of the lack of money, the lack of resources, the lack of leadership, morals, and it saw a lack of a quality of life. And when we saw that documentary, we saw it with a spiritual eye. Because to a man or a woman that can see through what the wicked set up, we look at that film as life, what's really going on. But now you have the eyes to see that it was a trap set up by the wicked. And it showed you that the black church is full of folly. The nightclubs that our people funnel into every weekend, buying bottles that they can't afford. That bottle service is expensive. All right, the music has you brainwashed with distorted messages and incantations. You know, certain harmonies played at high pitches. And what do our people lack? The spirit. If you can just think about the rat that's in a maze, right? Who assimilates, who absorbs its environment, and it no longer wants to get out. It wants to stay. And when we extrapolate the truth on how detailed this enemy has attacked our people, even some of us, we still live in the hood, right? But we want out. All right, chicken and Don Julio isn't the way out, right? It's repenting to the Lord and turning from what Esau gave you and what he taught you to what you thought was yours. You got Bloods and Crips in 2025 still killing each other over avenues, boulevards, and street corners that you grew up at that overwhelms you, and you learn to accept it. And that's the cornerstone of consensus. It's beyond the Don Julio and the chicken and the folly. They put our people in complex situations and complex environments, and they have you fight to get out of it. And it's a hell of a fight because they got Jake's mind. It's quite sad to see, no matter what's said, what's done to our people, what's going on in the world, you always see mockery out of our people. And I usually don't even go into videos like this, the folly of the world, right? Because we want to edify you, not feed you with lessons that doesn't contribute to prophecy. But when I saw this, I couldn't help myself to think about what I just said, all what's going on in the world. We're literally at the end of days. And look what Jake is doing. The love of simplicity has waxed cold. Let me read this. This is Ecclesiastes 7:4. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. Because fun is at the forefront of their minds, right? Because it's easy to focus on mirth than to face the truth of the reality of the conditions that we live in, that we have to deal with. We tend to numb the afflictions with distractions and mediocrity. Okay, drugs, liquor. We have high rates of infidelity, adultery. All this is going on. Okay, addictions to porn in some cases. All this is by design. And when they put a movie out called Clone Tyrone, Esau was showing you his cards. He's showing you the game, and you still losing. And you ask yourself why? Because they're brute beasts, out in the jungle just running wild, made to be destroyed. Who taught us that behavior? All right, that do as thou wilt spirit. Just like this example, waking up to go out of all places, Popeyes chicken at 7 a.m. to drink Don Julio and eat fried chicken. It was a time a year ago when Jake and Eve was inside these establishments, fighting inside the drive-thru. Crashing cars, just like this right here. Some murdered over chicken. You see where our people are at? What can you do with a people like this? That's why we always say we're moving on to the elect. Elon has a voice in the White House. The MOTB infrastructure is already set up. They're about to wage warfare on every city, ghetto, and hood in America, right? When that Jacob's trouble opens up. The wrath of the enemy is about to come down. And what's happening to the northern tribes? Mass deportations? That's coming to Jake too. And they showed you in that movie Clone Tyrone. Jake was so occupied in his scratcher and his 40 ounce, the enemy swooped you up and dipped out. Jake and Eve, young and old, will never see it coming. And this video isn't about chicken. It's about the simplicity of our people, the ones you continue to pray for, but the Lord said, pray not for these people, because they hate his knowledge and they despise his word. This is Proverbs 1:22. How long, you simple ones, will you love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Right, fools hate knowledge, and it just outlines how you become that degenerate vine. It's the mind game that has been played on you to subconsciously subvert to a systematic process to lead you into snares and traps by hedonism and enchantments, the marketing commercials of only black people eating chicken, marking it down sometimes to make it cheap to access. The Lord said our victuals will be cheap. The employees, I've never seen an Edomite employed at Popeye's chicken. And I'm just using them as an example because of the opening video. Jake is actually doing this. But when you dig deeper, you would think a brother owned that particular restaurant, Popeye's chicken. But it's not. It's an old Edomite woman who's sitting back getting wealthy off steroid pump chicken breasts that causes all types of infirmities. The wicked sits behind the desk of these Fortune 500 companies. And they get richer and you keep dying. And our people even know this sometimes, that they're in a trap and they still won't acknowledge the Most High. And that's why the Lord allows them to continue to go astray, right? Don Julio and chicken run shit. This is Proverbs 1:29. It says, for that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord, right? The fear of the Most High. And his son is not in the mind of 2/3 Israelites imprisoned by the authorities of Babylon the Great. And when we draw the comparisons between this particular scene right here, all right, the laughing, the joy, everyone drunk, not even recognizing that they've been enticed. Well, they were showing you that art imitates life. And what do we see? Laughter, folly, and drunkenness. But the scriptures say in Ecclesiastes 7 that sorrow is better than laughter. And that's why we as the prophets are crying and sighing for the abomination set before you. This is a well thought out operation on all the Israelites living in their country, the U.S. to the A. All right, telling you it's a trap. That you have a God that's yours, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And this is why we teach in the chief place of concourse. Because the hood despises the word of Yahweh Shai. And in the book of Proverbs 13 says, all right, whoso despises the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. And if our people just had the commandments, they would be in order because of the loss of hope. Death is all they've seen. This is Proverbs 13 and 14. The law of the wise is the fountain of life, to depart from the snares of death. Okay? Chicken and Don Julio is living the life for a people who have no expectations greater than themselves. We've told brothers that he's going to be a king. He's going to be a god in the next life. Jake will laugh in your face and believe that he can rob a bank and will try to do it to believe what we just told him. You see, here you have a priesthood of the Hamashiach in every city in America, where the law of wisdom, which produces the fountain of life, is spoken unto you. But you prefer the snares of death, which is why Jake is going to get death, because only a fool would hate the knowledge of the greatest power in existence. Right? Don Julio and diabetes takes precedence over him. This is Proverbs 23 and 9. Speak not in the ears of a fool, for he would despise the wisdom of thy words, because we continue to cry out wisdom to an undesired nation by a perverse, crooked nation that own the stores that are weaponized to keep you in a downtrodden state. And it's them same tactics. The Arab man, the Chinese man, liquor stores on every block, cigarettes, right? Alcohol, blunts, processed foods. Okay, they'll flood your neighborhood with fast food. The education system is broken. The children are suffering in these environments. But it's a paradoxical paradise because you live in these conditions so long that it's embraced and accepted, which is why out of all the nations, you will see our people that love this type of simplicity. They don't want to get out of that. Don Julio and some goddamn chicken. This is Proverbs 1:32. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. Right, the simplicity will destroy you, glorifying liquor and chicken, pretty much making a mockery of the movie that made a mockery of you. Jamie Foxx literally said it's in the chicken. It was in the hair products for you brothers that still put Duke relaxers in your hair, right? It was in the food, pretty much showing you that the so-called white man controls and influences everything that we look at, eat, touch, wear. This is his world. And Jake is addicted to death. We've been poisoned our whole lives, poisoned in the minds of our parents, grandparents, teachers. And it all goes back to the basics. Not knowing why you suffer, the curses, who's ruling over you, who's ruling now, Esau. That we would be the borrower and not the lender. That oppression would take over us, having controlled oppositions on both sides of the spectrum. The so-called black man who E empowered to control you, and E who controls him. Because low wages equals high crime, socioeconomic inequality. You have housing shortages. You have housing crises in Israelite communities. Okay, the ghettos, the liquor stores, the drugs, the pimps, the prostitutes. We can go on and on all day. You're poisoned, and you still don't see that warfare has been raged on you. The Lord has led them to eat the fruit of their ways. Why? Because no matter what, you niggas love that chicken from Popeyes. They chose Barabbas then over Yahushai, and they're choosing the world and everything in it before Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai now. Nothing is new under the sun. And I'll leave it there. I hope you was edified, giving all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakahakwadash. This is the brother Azan Ha Ahmath, Wa Baba Bull. Shalom.